All right, Shalom. I want to start by giving our praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well, and also to their elders, the men that taught them. I pray the Lord have peace, blessings, and mercy upon the households of the hopeful elect. This is the brother Shema Wan from the Great Millstone Houston Church. And I want to come with a lesson going into how our punishment is almost over. And just meditating on it because this is the light at the end of the tunnel where, Yahweh Shai sacrifice the promises that the Lord made unto Isaac and Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Those things are, about to come to pass where we're going to see the benefit of it in its entirety. The benefit from the Lord making a covenant with us, wherein we'll be able to enjoy it. All right. The good side of it, I should say. Which I ain't go let me correct that. The Lord's everything the Lord does, how the scriptures tell you. All his ways are judgment and they're right. But let me correct what I said because thinking about it, even the so-called negative on this side, that plays a part, you know, it plays a part where it's a part of the Lord's process. But what am I thinking of? Hold up. Uh, Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse. I'll start at the top. Deuteronomy 32 and 1. It says, "Give ear, O ye heavens." It says, "Give ear, O ye heavens, and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. My doctrine shall drop as the rain, my speech shall distill as the dew, as the small rain upon the tender herb, and as the showers upon the grass, because I will publish the name of the Lord. Ascribe ye greatness unto our God." Verse 4, here's the point. He is my rock. His work is perfect, for all his ways are judgment. A God of truth and without iniquity, just and right is he. So yeah, correcting what I said, it's all a part of the Lord's will. So guess what? Um, Experiencing this punishment, that's almost at its end. We're gonna live on the bright side, I should say, where we're gonna be able to have rest and peace and prosper, all right, and serve the Lord, without being in this sinful flesh. We're gonna be perfect, all right. But Lamentation chapter 4 and verse 22, it says, "The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom, and will discover thy sins." So that major part of punishment was the Lord, you know, giving us into the hand of our enemy, us going into captivity. In the NLT, it says, "Oh, beautiful Jerusalem, your punishment will end. You will soon return from exile. But Edom, your punishment is just beginning. Soon your many sins will be exposed." And that's exactly what it is. We're going home. Being on the being in the Western Hemisphere, being where we are in America, this ain't normal for us. This is a part of our punishment. And knowing that is important, we're in, you can't, get distracted as if we're not being punished, as we're not here for our punishment, you know? Then it says, "But Edom, your punishment is just beginning. Soon your many sins will be exposed." And guess what? The scriptures tell you it is a righteous thing to recompense tribulation to those that troubled you. And Esau has a lot to pay for when it comes to how he dealt with the nation of Israel. All right. But focusing on the point how we're not going to be permanently, you know, in a situation where the Lord is going to have evil judgments on us. All right. This is for a moment. All right. The Lord's punishment is for a moment. Let's go to Baruch real quick. Let me see. Get a precept. Shouldn't be too long either. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go to the GNT. Let's read it in the GNT. Oh, it's a lot. Let me share my screen. Baruch chapter 4, and we'll jump around a little bit. But first, Baruch chapter 4 and verse 6. In the GNT, it says, "You were sold to the Gentile nations, but not to be destroyed. Because you made the Most High angry, he handed you over to your enemies." You know, and that was, thinking about the punishment. That's where it's felt the most, being given over into the hand of your enemies. The Lord, just giving us over, allowing them to rule over us and have authority over us. you know, where guess what? They're not going to have our best interests. These are people that you read about in Psalms, the 83rd chapter, who conspire and try to come up with ways to make us a no people, to remove our name from under heaven. So imagine being given over to your enemies. And shit, it's been like that for ages and generation. But now, guess what? The focus is off of us, is coming off of us. Now the focus is getting on these heathen, especially Esau, man, because there's a lot they have to pay for. But the point being, it says again, you were sold to the Gentile nations, but not to be destroyed, because you made the Most High angry. He handed you over to your enemies. All right, and now guess what? Well, let's just jump down. Let's jump down, because the time of the Gentiles is, how it says, until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. That time is very soon. But let's jump down to Baruch 4 and 18. It says, "The only one who brought this punishment upon you can rescue you from your enemies." All right. It says, let's jump to 21. "Take courage, my children, and cry out to the Most High for help. He will rescue you from oppression, from the power of your enemies. I am confident that the eternal God will soon set you free. The Holy One, your eternal Savior, will make me happy when he shows you mercy. I cried and wailed when you were taken away, but the Most High will bring you back and will make me happy forever whenever we go home, whenever he will no longer give us into the hands of our enemies. How it said in Lamentations, he will no more carry thee away captive. All right, we're going to return home. The Lord is going to gather us. All right, like it tells you in many scriptures. All right, but let's just keep reading. So it says let's see, verse 24. It says, "Just as the neighboring cities watched you, or watched as you were taken captive, so they will soon see the eternal God coming in glorious splendor to rescue you." And that's, the Lord did not forget about us. Yeah, although, like it said, just as the neighboring cities watched us, as we were taken captive, that's because we moved the Lord to wrath. But let me get a quick precept. Where is that? Hold up. Let me look. 1 second. Let me type it in on my other tab. Isaiah 58. 1 second. Or Isaiah 59. Isaiah 58 or 59. 1 second. Going into the Lord didn't forget us. Though you see, that's the thing. We get chastised by the Lord, right? But as far as, being forsaken, nah. Let's see, Isaiah 59. Come on. Let me try one more. Hold up. I can't find it. 49. Isaiah 49. The Wadi Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Gotta be. All right, let me share my screen. Salaki for that. But Isaiah 49 is what I'm thinking about. Isaiah chapter 49, and let's start at verse 13. It says, Sing, O heavens, and be joyful, O earth, and break forth into singing, O mountains. For the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua hath comforted his people and will have mercy upon his afflicted. All right, so mercy is coming, not, just being forsaken and forgotten about and just, perpetually punished. No, it says, and will have mercy upon his afflicted. But Zion said, the Lord hath forsaken me, and my Lord hath forgotten me. Verse 15, can a woman forget her sucking child, that she should not have compassion on the son of her womb? Yea, they may forget, yet will I not forget thee. Behold, I have graven thee upon the palms of my hands. Thy walls are continually before me. So that's how it is. We're not forsaken. Man, my laptop about to die. The Lord has not forgotten about us. Let's go back. Lord willing, my laptop does not die. Let's go back to Baruch chapter 4. Baruch chapter 4. Hold on, let me go grab a charger. All right. All right, Baruch chapter 4 in verse 24 in the GNT, it says, is it sharing? All right. It says, just as the neighboring cities watched as you were taken captive, so they will soon see the eternal God coming in glorious splendor to rescue you. My children, endure the Most High's punishment with patience. Your enemies have persecuted you, but you will soon see them destroyed at your mercy. My children, endure the Most High's punishment with patience. All right. This suffering, this suffering won't end until the Lord a recompense, or how does it say? Until the Lord comes with that recompense. Patience, suffering is not going to end until we're changed ultimately, until the Lord changes it. All right. Your enemies, it says, your enemies have persecuted you, but you will soon see them destroyed and at your mercy. That made me think about, let me get one real quick. Hold on, let me pull it up. This is what's coming, man. Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 16. Jeremiah 30 and verse 16. It says, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. That's the recompense. These nations are going to have to drink from that cup. They're going into captivity. All right. And for the Israelites, verse 17, it says, for I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord. because they called thee an outcast, saying, This is Zion, whom no man seeketh after. Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will bring again the captivity of Jacob's tents, and have mercy on his dwelling places, and the city shall be builded upon her own heap, and the palace shall remain after the manner thereof. And it just goes into how the Lord is just, we're going to be blessed. The Lord is going to establish us. All right, turning our captivity, meaning no longer being under the rule of heathen. No more heathens ruling over the Israelites. That's over with. That's what's coming. Back in Isaiah 49, though. Oh, did I finish that? Let me go back. Shalaki. Isaiah 49 and 13. Yeah, through, yep. Yeah, I read it. Let me read it again. Isaiah 49 and 13, it says, Sing, O heavens, and be joyful, O earth, and break forth into singing, O mountains, for the Lord hath comforted his people, and will have mercy upon his afflicted. But Zion said, The Lord hath forsaken me, and my Lord hath forgotten me. Can a woman forget her sucking child? Salaki says, Can a woman forget her sucking child, that she should not have compassion on the son of her womb? The answer is yes. It says, Yea, they may forget, yet will I not forget. All right. And the Lord made promises, that still are going to be fulfilled. The promises, the covenants that he made with the Israelites, the Lord didn't forget about that. That still stands. All right. That's why, just like the graven on the lines on your hand, when you read verse 16, behold, I have graven thee upon the palms of my hands. You can't take that off. It will always be there. That's how it is for us. It says, Thy walls are continually before me. All right. Let me see. Let's go to where is that? Zephaniah. Let me go to the other one. Let's go to the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3. And we'll probably close it. Zephaniah chapter 3, and let's start at 14. It says, Sing, O daughter of Zion, shout, O Israel, be glad and rejoice with all the heart, O daughter of Jerusalem. Let's read the NLT. It says, Sing, O daughter of Zion, shout aloud, O Israel, be glad and rejoice with all your heart, O daughter of Jerusalem. For the Lord will remove his hand of judgment and will hold up. It says, For the Lord will remove his hand of judgment and will disperse the armies of your enemy. So it's like, man, whenever the Lord has mercy on us, the balance side of it is going to be judgment on the heathen. All right. And just like it tells you in Deuteronomy, the 30th chapter, the 7th verse, the Lord is going to remove the curses from us, and they're going to be on our enemies. All right. So whenever he removes his hands off of us, from judging us with evil judgment, it says, and will disperse the armies of your enemies. And the Lord himself, the King of Israel, will live among you. At last, your troubles will be over, and you will never again fear disaster. That's the Lord being with us and for us. So who can be against us? Nobody. No more fear, no more disaster, no more trouble. It said, at last your troubles will be over. In the KJV, it says, even the Lord is in the midst of thee, and thou shalt not see evil anymore. No more bad times. No more bad times, no more worrying about things, no more like you have to waste time and attention to worrying. That's done. It says, on that day The announcement to Jerusalem will be, cheer up, Zion, don't be afraid. For the Lord your God is living among you. He is a mighty Savior. He will take delight in you with gladness, with his love. He will calm all your fears. He will rejoice over you with joyful songs. And it tells you the Lord is going to wipe away all of our tears. The Lord is going to remove, these oppressive judgments, these punishments, the discomforts of being in this flesh. We're no longer going to experience that. The Lord has something stored up for us, man. Just imagine that again. Verse 17, for the Lord your God is living among you. He is a mighty Savior. He will take delight in you with gladness. With his love, he will calm all your fears. He will rejoice over you with joyful songs. Man, imagine it, like it tells you, we look for a new heavens and a new earth where indwelleth righteousness. It's going to be amazing for us. Verse 18, it says, I will gather you who mourn for the appointed festivals. You will be disgraced no more. Just thinking about the things that we still rehearse, like it says, rehearsing the righteous acts, actually having a mind towards serving the Lord. you know not that we not finna be looked at as crazy or negative, or y'all holding on to them old ways. No, no, the Lord is finna change it. It says, and I will deal severely with all who have oppressed you. I will save the weak and helpless ones. I will bring together those who were chased away. I will give glory and fame to my former exiles, wherever they have been mocked and shamed. And the Lord is gonna change it. Like I said, I will give glory and fame to my former exiles. That is from the Lord. So, like, thinking how Jake want that glory and fame right now on this side, they have to get that from their enemy, which is so temporary. And like, just thinking like how it says in Hebrews, Moses forsook all of that, being at the high position he was in whenever he was in Egypt. Just thinking about it, it ain't shit to be glorious, on this side, something that's destined for destruction, or something that is just set up to fall down and going into these rulerships of these nations. As long as we're not in authority and we're in subjection and scattered and in this sinful flesh, really, what is there to glory about besides glorying in the Lord and having this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of these scriptures and being able to apply it? you know it's not much glory on this side, like the scriptures tell you in Second Esdras, but the Lord is going to change us, where how it says in the KJV, it says, and I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. And that's going to be on a whole different level than Michael Jackson or LeBron James or some notable people you can look at and see how, man, people used to treat them like gods. People used to pass out when they come across them, and no, it's going to be totally different. Being written in the Lamb's Book of Life, being able to anyway, you could just keep on going. You know how it's going to be. You know, no eye have seen nor ear have heard. You can't even imagine how it's going to be. But as far as being put to shame, that's over with. The Lord is going to change that. It says, verse 20, on that day I will gather you together and bring you home again. And that's what we're waiting for. That's what we're waiting for. We're going back home. That land is going to be inherited. The promise that the Lord gave unto Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It says, I will give you a good name, a name of distinction. There's going to be a difference. It says, from all the nations of the earth. Ain't no such thing as, equal to an Israelite in the kingdom if you are another nation. No way. It's going to be so, a great gulf fixed between the Israelites and the heathen. It says, I will give you a good name, a name of distinction among all the nations of the earth, as I restore your uh as I restore your fortunes before their very eyes. I, the Lord, have spoken. Yeah, and that's how it is for the Israelites. And this is all coming because of Yahweh Shah's sacrifice. All right. But I was just thinking about a few scriptures, listening to who was that? One of the elders, but his title was Hell is Almost Over. And it just put me in the spirit, where it's like, man, we are at the end of our punishment being accomplished. And you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. We got hope, so Lord willing, um, I pray this lesson was edifying to the Lord's elect, and to the next time I say shalom.